And Jack Mathison attended, he's our immediate past resident, and is fortunate in that he lives in Washington, D.C., so he's close at hand to many of the LeadingAge activities, and each March, LeadingAge conducts what they call the Peak Summit Conference. And Jack was there today, and can you just speak briefly to that conference? And if anybody sees Brian, we're going to need him next time he comes back in here.
Brian?
Yeah,
as Ruth has indicated, LeadingAge, of course, headquartered in D.C. on Connecticut Avenue, capitalize on utilizing the facilities of the Marriott Wardman Park Hotel just 2 blocks north, where they hold their peak summit. I've been attending them regularly over the past few years, and this particular year there were 7 NaCCRA members, 5 from Thomas Circle and 2 from Knollwood, and I was quite pleased when Dr. Cheryl Phillips, you may know that name, it was just 2 years ago that LeadingAge employed their first geriatric physician. And Dr. Cheryl Phillips gave the major address at the assembly meeting of the Peak Summit. And in doing so, she chose the occasion to recognize the 2 NaCCRA members from Knollwood and had them come forward and stand before the 1,000 people in that assembly. And it's probably one of the best public relations moves we've had in some time in the D.C. area. And I'd like to share with you just briefly how Peak Summit functions when they meet. Dr. Cheryl Phillips used the occasion to preparing everyone in attendance, and by the way, in tables similar to what we have here, people gather together by state. Some tables, some states require more than 1 table, but out of 1,000 people, you have people gathered by state. She makes a principal address in preparation for sending all of those people to Capitol Hill for 6 hours of calling on United States senators and United States representatives. And let me just give you a sampling of what she was asking them to do. Medicare and Medicaid, fix the problem in Medicare, co-sponsor House Bill 1179, Senate Bill 569, repeal Medicare therapy caps and replace with medical review process as under Senate Bill 1871. No more across-the-board Medicare cuts for skilled nursing facilities, home health care, or hospice. No reductions in federal Medicaid funding to the states. Now that's the message she gave to those 1,000 people to go to Capitol Hill and consult their respective senators and representatives. And she went on to review some 7 pieces of legislation that she wanted them to give attention to. And to me, that sends a significant message to NaCCRA. We're sensitive about so-called involvement in politics, but LeadingAge is the one we can be thankful for taking the initiative and sending their representatives to Capitol Hill to lobby, yes, the word lobby, the congressmen, in hopes that they can achieve what will really benefit NaCCRA members and residents of life care retirement centers. One other instance by way of illustration, under the not-for-profit difference, she called for preserving tax-exempt status for not-for-profit aging service providers and the income tax deduction for charitable donations by taxpayers at all income levels. protect and stimulate investment in the low-income housing tax credit. And then there were 5 additional pieces of legislation that were given attention. But this is just a sampling of what you can experience when you attend the fall meetings at Peak Summit. Thank you, Ruth.
Was registration waived? Jack, was registration waived for residents?
Registration is waived for all NACCRA members. That's a $155 registration fee waived for all NACCRA members.